So this is what I've been throwing. It's a this is what I've been throwing. It's a minnow. It's an offshoot. No particular brand. I'm sure it's working just as well as anything else. It's a sinking minnow. That's important. It does sink. So that is one cool boat. If I got a boat, that's the one I get. Oh, son of a gun. Just missed one. See how thick they are? I got single hook minnows to try, but I'm liking this offshoot swimming minnow. The fish are actually getting off on their own, which is fine by me. That is one cool boat. There we go. There. I don't know if they're fishing or coming back. Wow, got bluefish out, hitting them on the offshoot minnow, and just liking it. It's a blue silver minnow, bluefish, offshoot minnow. Now I'm gonna stick with this unless it gets really wild. Whoa, good, decent, fair-sized fish. He definitely has one on the side. That's when they get a little slippy. Let's see if he gets it on his own. But if I don't get one too well, I'm just going to take them home for dinner. That's the plan. That's why I got no problem using these hooks so far. Okay, these are going to alert. Oh! So I'm working this here minnow. I don't know what, it's an offshoot brand. I'm not exactly sure which one. And that's what they're tooking, so I'm going to work this. If it gets crazy, you know, I'll put a single hook on. We're going to see what kind of degree those there fish are out here first. That's what I like to do. That's got to be a blue. Oh wow, he's bigger than I thought. Grab that right here. Wow. Oh. Ooh, gotta watch out for that. They throw those hooks. Saved us the trouble. And always check that leader. You can see it's a little scuffed there. It's 30-pound leader, but I don't think we're fine with that scuff. When it starts to get a handful, this size fish, then I'll just slide that sinker up. But just throwing an offshoot minnow today. It's a good ripping minnow. It sets up a nice vibration in the water. It's sinking. And it's definitely working, doing the job. So just fishing for bluefish today. Maybe there'll be bass out, striped bass out later. Had a fluke earlier, first fluke of the season, and with the minnow. So I'm gonna stick with this. As I said, if it gets insane one after the other, I got single hook where I can put a single hook on here. But nope, it's working through here, still with the minnow. And I'm not sure what he is. Yeah, he's a blue. They seem to be a little bigger than the other day. Let's see. I kind of like this minnow I'm using. It's a good jerking minnow. has a nice rip to it. Definitely has a nice rip in the water. Oh, got off on his own. I got rattles. Got a nice ripping action to it. It really sets up a vibration, and works just as well as any minnow, I can tell you that. Well, let's see. All right, so let's compare. Compare the minnow I've been using, offshoot brand. You can see it's battle hardened now. It's got bluefish attacks. And this is a regular Daiwa minnow. It's the size 15. And that is, I don't know how big they are. That's about, what, 5.5? What are they, 6? I don't know. Something like that. That's 8 inches to my pinky. So this is a bit shorter. Say about an inch shorter than the Daiwa minnow. And that can influence that bite. They both sink well. It's actually got a broader profile. And I like that. You can see it's wider. It's got definitely a bigger lip. It's probably more so like working a Rapala minnow with a Daiwa minnow, sinking and working like a Daiwa minnow, but with the ripping action of a Rapala minnow. Sinking like a Daiwa, working like a Rap. So it's a very ideal minnow. I don't know where to buy more. It's probably the only one I got about. Wow, there's a few other fish in there. I'm gonna fish through these a bit. Wow. Maybe there'll be bigger ones mixed in. Really just getting started. Just love these bluefish. They're so strong. No, I wouldn't doubt we get some striped. Okay, he's off. Whoa! Whoa! They're right in the rim. Oh, man. Let's see. Let's see how they follow each other in, so I don't know if they're still there. I couldn't even tell you what brand minnow this is, but it sinks. It looks about 5 to 6 inches long. It's a sinking minnow. It's a good ripping minnow. Has a nice vibration, suspends well, and got rattles inside. And it looks like it got, I gotta take a good look at them, probably about number 2 hooks. Yeah, about number 2 treble hooks on there. And it's big enough to stay outside of these here fish's jaws. So we're hooking them on the outside so far, but I don't doubt we get one a little more hooked up. It's gonna happen whether you use treble hooks or regular hooks or whatever hooks. Hooks do what hooks do. And well, let's see. One thing, if you're working with a sinking minnow, if you want that minnow to sink, what I'm doing is make sure there's slack in your line. And that minnow's going to go down. If there's no slack in your line, that minnow will maintain the level it's at. So that's how, with a sinking minnow, to get it down, just leave some slack in your line. And I'm swinging it across with the current and just working, taking cranks and ripping it. And I think the fish are just grabbing it as they're passing through. And that seems to be the deal. Whoa, I don't know what this is. Feels like you got a little weight to him, but could be just a side hookup. So working a minnow today for bluefish, and it's an offshoot minnow. I couldn't even tell you what brand it is. I just had it in a pile of tackle, so I decided to start with that today, and it is working. It's blue, silver, sinks, a couple treble hooks on it. Wow, these bluefish are just mean today. The water is definitely warmed up quite a bit. You can tell, of course, because we had that fluke. We had that fluke earlier, but I can also feel it. Just watch out. These treble hooks, you probably want to get them downstream of you with any hook. This way the current is bigger than if you're getting. Let's see if he gets it on his own. Nope. Yeah, he's a little bigger fish. You want to get the fish downstream, down current. This way, he goes that way, away from you. You don't want him coming to you. Let's get this. Up. Oh. Just be careful when you get them in close. That wasn't hard. So, working with the offshoot minnow. Couldn't tell you what brand it is. Blue, silver. Looks like number 2 treble hooks. And they're still very sharp. These hooks are really strong. It's got good split rings. I think this could take a big bass easy. And I really like the way, if I didn't mention it, is it casts really well, this here minnow. I would have no problem using it for bass at all. Maybe just as well or better than a Daiwa SP minnow. Even for bass, no problem at all. Bluefish got very good eyesight. Some say better than a bass. And it's got that sound. That's why people like to use that their monofilament line for bluefish. They got really good eyesight, and they don't seem to mind it even in that clearer water. So, all right, hiking the minnow here for the bluefish. So I took a little bit of a walk, and it was a bit windy, so I decided to work on the inside still. And I'm going to work about here, slowly work my way back. But I do see bird action outside on the bar, so if they push in, it could be fast, furious fishing. Still have a possibility of thunderstorms. It's within the next 2 hours, I think. If they're going to happen, they're going to happen. So I'm going to see if I can pick something out and work my way back through. Wow, he just nailed that. Wow, he's a big one. That's a bigger fish. I hope I don't lose my lure. Pretty sure he's a big blue. He just... I knew there had to be some bigger fish mixed in with them. And they seem to be in the middle and just knocking them with this here knockoff minnow. It's definitely not a knockoff, but let's see if we can get him in. See, he might be a beach fish, beach bluefish. He's big, will be flopping around. Be easier to do on the beach. Wow, how'd he hit that? Oh, he's a bigger fish, yeah. Definitely a bigger fish. Let's see, get him on this side. Definitely much easier to do inside. See? That I didn't expect. Let's get him up here. It's up pretty good, it's just I'm tangled now. These guys, that's what they're known for. Like an eel. Just I want to get my pliers through. Wow, he really done did my pliers. Oh yeah. What did he do? be a lot easier if I didn't have that there rope. Get some oxygen through him and get him going. Just thinking of keeping a few, but these guys, don't worry, bud, we're gonna get you. I just gotta, that was nuts. He just smacked that good. He's a little bit bigger of a fish, that's for sure. I'll walk out, get some water through him and watch him swim off. He's gonna kill a bunch of stuff now. Check my leader. It's good. Alright, so that's the end of my minnow. I didn't lose it to a fish. I took a cast, and what happened was it tailed in the water behind me. So when it came back up, I guess the force broke my main line, and my minnow's gone. But I'll tell you, it was well worth using it today. I'm definitely sure I would have had a few more fish on it. But I'm going to call it. Got another minnow on now, but did the job. Or just an off brand. I don't even know what brand it was. I had it in the pack. I took it out. Didn't look about a year ago. Haven't used it. Used it today and racked in a bunch of bluefish. So good stuff. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a good afternoon, night, day, evening, wherever you are. And remember always, fish away.